So now we have the order, ID, comment, order date. We have the order item, ID of the order, item number, both as key, article quantity, and we have the embedded relationship that one order contains a list of items. This was the result of the creation of entities. And now create the user interface. And before doing this, I will briefly explain what the scenario is. So the scenario is we want to go into a list of orders. From this list, we want to navigate into one big order. So this is the order details screen, OD, and this is for the order list. In this order detail, we want to see the fields of the order, so the order date and the comment. We want to see an editable grid of items. So these are the order item grid. And once clicking on an item, we want to see the corresponding item detail, because it could be that in the list we only render, for example, 5 fields, whereas the full item has a bunch of 20, 30 fields or even more. So this is scenario. From the sequence of development, I first create the detail screen, then I create the grid, then I create the order detail, the full screen, and finally the order list. So let's go with step one first. Good. On the left, we see the entities, and as usual, we now select Detail Editor. We want to create the detail of the item, of the order item. Well, this is the typical item display that we see, an empty screen. So we decide that we want to see the item number, the article, and the quantity. I don't want to add the order ID because this is repeated for each order item. It's the same for each order item. It is not a reasonable value here. So we create it here and save it. This was step number 1. We have the item which pops up or which comes up if selecting one item in the grid. Order item grid is step number 2. So order item grid. This is this one, grid editor. And same story. There's one pre-configured screen. This is the grid. You already see one column. This is the grid column containing an error image if something is wrong with the item. So I now just say, okay, I want to see the item number, the article, the quantity, and I want to add it as follow-on columns of this grid column. Save it. This was step number 2, a grid of editable items. Now, step number 3, the full order detail screen. So going up to the order entity, to the header, so to speak, we now go to the detail editor. And in the detail editor, we again have an empty editor. We now want to see first the simple fields, so to speak, the easy stuff. And here it is, just as normal. We see it. We see the item is, the ID is created by number range, the comment, order date. What else? Good. For the items themselves, we see, there is something like a mini screen. This is an indication on the left here. And it consists out of these items here, of these item attributes. So we can grab the full screen together with a row and, for example, put it at the end of the screen. Now we see, we have the full order containing a list of items. So now item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, item number 4. Yeah. And every time we click an item, we see that the item detail is checked or is updated below. Good. So this is our order detail screen. We have the full thing. So now the easy stuff, order list, number 4. And this is what you already know. So order list dialog. And we create it. And we pick the ID and the comment and the order date. We only have 3 fields. So let's take all of them. Here we are. And that's the scenario. Good. So let's test it. We create an order, numbers automatically assigned, comment is hello. We select an order date, it's the 16th of October. Anliegen, we create a new item. We select the article ID 4711, it's also printed out as text. We have an order quantity of 2. Anliegen, create article ID 4712, and quantity 3. We save it, everything is consistent, and data saved. We can create a new order, same story, with one item. We may save it here. We see, mandatory input is missing. We input 4712, we create a new item. Maybe, oh, sorry, I wanted to create a new item here. Maybe we are clever enough to say, oh, we input 4713. We already know it, 4713. So it says, oh, I cannot find it. Yeah, so it tries to search the database with 4713, doesn't find it. And also if I want to save it or to validate it, then it shows up, hey, it's not valid. If I enter 4712, then it will be accepted there, hopefully. No, why not? 4712, 4172. I did a spelling mistake, yes. So save it here. Good. So you see, creation of the screens is pretty simple, and that's what I wanted to show with this video.